Locker room. I'm Nancy, and my friend just messaged me. I told her I missed her because I haven't seen her since the beginning of November, and it's like, I miss you. It seems like forever. Anyway, yeah, so today we're going to continue talking about, it's 1:34. I told you yesterday I'd come in early today because we've got a lot to go over. I may stay a little bit longer, but I don't know. I don't know how it is. So you could be anywhere you wanted to be today, and you chose to be here with me. Thank you so very much. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start. We're still continuing the Brian Washe. We're going into day 2 of the trial, which they're right now currently on day 4. So we're going into day 2 of the trial. Oh, I want to show you my dress. Pretty dress. Okay, it goes all the way. You can't see. It goes, where am I at? Move chair. Move chair. Okay, it goes all the way to the floor. It's slit up to my knee on both sides. It has pockets. And my husband got it for me and had it mailed. Since he's out on the road right now, he had it shipped to me for our anniversary yesterday. So, and when I tried it on this morning, I just kept it on. So, okay, anyway. It's very comfortable. It has pockets. I can put my hands in pockets. Okay. I have a belt. It's not a belt. It's called a belly chain, and it's made of rhinestones, and it meets in the middle and goes around to the back. And I have that, but I broke it because I was like 5 pounds more than I am now. So I'm going to get it repaired, and then I think it'll be cool over this, underneath the top of this. Okay, let's get into what Brian Entin has to say, because I want to read this down below here. Okay, the link is in the description. And down here, he says, at day 2 of the Brian Washe trial, prosecutors revealed that beyond the original searches investigators found on his computer, now I must have skipped this part because I don't remember hearing it. He allegedly also looked up how to clean a kniffy that had been contaminated with HIV red liquid. Jurors were also shown pictures of his hands with cuts on them after his wife Anna went missing. Don't forget to follow me on your favorite podcast app. Head to https://bit.ly/Brian Entin Investigates. So, thank you, Brian, for allowing us to use your video. Let's give him a thumbs up and subscribe, because I like Brian Entin. He has a lot to say. All right, so let's go up here.
Thanks so much for checking out my show. Really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Just wrapped up another day of the Brian Washe trial. He's, of course.
Speaking of which, since he said it, and I already read it, how about if you click my subscribe button? It should be down here in the bottom corner. Whoops, sorry. Down here in the bottom corner somewhere of your screen. If you click on your screen, you should be able to hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up on my video. And please comment, where are you viewing from? Because I'd like to see how far out my videos go. So let's go.
Accused of killing his wife, Anna Walshe, here in Massachusetts. Just insane what came out today. More of his searches. He was searching a serial killer who was known to put people in trash bags. Didn't know about that. His porn searches were wild. There were photos of his hands. He actually had cuts on his hands after Anna went missing. And remember, he's accused of dismembering the body. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm going to get into all the latest that happened in court in this episode of Brian Entin Investigates. Hey guys, so I'm in the car outside the courthouse. It gets so dark early now. But I just got, my hair looks weird. I just got like drenched wet. It's just been this cold rain all day here in the Boston area. And I waited outside. I wanted to see, I knew they were going to bring Brian Washe out the back of the courthouse. It was like delayed and I was waiting in the rain. And I wasn't sure, like I knew I didn't miss him because I had been waiting, but I started to second guess myself, but then they did bring him out and I was able to ask him a couple of questions. They have him shackled, they put him in the back of the van, but he didn't respond to my questions. Take a look.
The Ticket to Work program is a government-funded program providing very powerful incentives to Social Security.
Brian, is there anything you'd say to your kids? Anything you'd want to say to Anna's family? So it was another really sort of crazy day in the Brian Washe trial. Brian Washe, of course, is accused of killing his wife, Anna Walshe, and dismembering her body, cutting up her body, and the body has never been found. Just a little reminder, he has pled guilty to hiding the body and to also lying to police, but he's pleading not guilty to his murder charge. And he said yesterday, his defense basically said that he found Anna dead in the bed and panicked and didn't know what to do and then got rid of the body. So that seems like it's going to be the defense. But today there was a ton more just embarrassing. I mean, I was thinking of Brian Washe sitting there. I mean, all of his searches, his porn history came out, all of it. I'm going to go through everything that we learned here. They basically got all of the history.
Okay, he went to day 2 of the trial. Do we want to see what we're going to learn when we get into day 2 of the trial? Because we're still in day 1. And we're getting ready to start day 2, part 1. How about if I cut Brian off here? We'll go into the trial. We'll learn what he's about to tell us. And then after that, after we learn, we'll come in and ask Brian, what did we learn? That sounds good to me. Because I don't like to have a what do you call it? Spoiler. I don't like spoilers. Thank you to the 4 people who are in the room. Please hit that thumbs up while you're here. And please comment where you're viewing from. What state or country. I don't want to know what city unless you feel, because I don't want to dox you and I don't want you to dox yourself. Okay, so we're going to go over here and we're going to pop into the actual trial. All right. And I'm going to put on some background music. Hey, watch what I found. Drum roll, please. Okay. So let's see what. Oh, I didn't want that one. Okay. Now we will come into, we're in day 2. I've already got it queued up to past all the intro and the people walking into the courtroom and all this stuff. I haven't viewed anything that you don't see every time you see the opening of a court case. So here we are. Day 2, part 1.
Can be seated for sound session, turn up the cell phones, please.
You are in continuation of the case of Commonwealth v. Brian Washe, criminal division 2023-009.
Good morning, Your Honor. Greg Conner for the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ann Yaz for the Commonwealth.
Morning, Your Honor. Tracy Cusick for the Commonwealth.
Good morning to the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Kelly Portis on behalf of Mr. Walsh.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry Tipton for Mr. Walsh.
And good morning to the defense counsel and to the defendant. Anything anyone needs to raise with me before we bring the jury in?
Yes, just a few housekeeping matters, Your Honor. We entered 5 stipulated exhibits of banking records. And so I'm prepared if you would like those for your own record keeping, but they are up here. They've been stipulated to, and then
They relate to the stipulation from yesterday regarding banking records or something different?
they relate to yesterday's stipulation.
Okay.
So they've just been marked as the next 5 exhibits.
All right, that's fine.
And then
Where does that put us on the exhibits marked for identification? That is, what's the next one? Aye.
these one is exhibits, Your Honor. So the next exhibit number would be 60.
He must be infatuated with her. Did you see that? Oh, I don't know who she is. He stepped away and he was like following her completely. Let's watch.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry Tipton for Mr. Walsh.
And good morning to the defense counsel and to the defendant. Anything anyone needs to raise with me before we bring the jury in?
Yes, just a few housekeeping matters, Your Honor. We entered 5 stipulated exhibits of banking records. And so I'm prepared if you would like those for your own record keeping, but They are up here. They've been stipulated to, and then
They relate to the stipulation from yesterday regarding banking records or something different?
they relate to yesterday's stipulation.
Okay.
So they've just been marked as the next 5 exhibits.
All right, that's fine.
And then
Where does that put us on the exhibits marked for identification? That is, what's the next one? Aye.
these
See that? His attorney stepped away and he completely turned around to follow him with his eyes.
one is exhibits, Your Honor. So the next exhibit number would be
Thank you for
62.
the clarification.
All she did was went and got him
So
an ink
these
pen.
5 went in for as exhibits, what through what? 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60?
And 61.
And again, Commonwealth, what are they banking records from where?
So 56 is Apple Credit Union.
Mhm,
57 is Barclays / JetBlue credit card.
mhm.
58 is Leader Bank. 59 is JP Morgan Chase.
Hold on.
Certainly.
I'm caught up, yep.
60 is Liberty Bay Credit Union.
Mhm.
61 is Fidelity.
Okay. So we start on,
Why does somebody need 6 different bank accounts? Banks. Because I can understand the different accounts, because my husband and I have a joint account. I have an account from my business to get lockers that I used to have, but the only thing we do with that is put money over into it every paycheck so that we have the money there to cover our bills, and what's in our joint account is our, in case of emergency, extra spending, whatever, groceries, and that sort of stuff. And then my husband has a business account because he does a web design business. And then my son and I have a joint checking account. And then he has 2 more savings accounts because he has a savings account that he dips into if he runs short on money. And he has a savings account that he's saving for a car. So I can understand all the different accounts. But why are they at all different banks? All of our accounts are at the same bank. And I have access to the joint account with my son, my business account, and the joint account with my husband. But I don't have access to my husband's account or CJ's savings. So that's the way it works. Whichever bank you have a loan with counts as in an account. Fidelity is usually a loan company. And then you have Apple Pay, and then you have see, if I had, because I don't have credit cards. So, but we're paying off a bunch of credit cards that my husband used to have, because 4 years ago, we paid off all my credit cards and I cut them up, closed the account. So my husband had credit cards. But I can understand that. Now it makes more sense. I was thinking, okay, I have this account, I have this account. But see, they have those investment properties. I wonder if they have a different banking account for each investment property. I don't know. Unless each credit card is with the same bank, each credit card will have a different bank. If you have Cash App, it's Sutton Bank. Oh, see, I do have Cash App, but I thought my Cash App went through it's attached to my bank, so I didn't realize it was with another bank. Okay, see, there we are. I have Cash App, and I have Venmo, and I have PayPal, and I have, but they're not credit cards. They're cards that I use for other things. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, let's go back. They're all separate banks. Okay. That makes more sense now.
62 for today,
Yes, Your Honor.
and I for identification today is our starting point. Okay?
And Your Honor, after this interview is finished playing, which is about another 30 minutes, I would ask that the court read in stipulation that's been marked D regarding the Richard Walker email.
All right, can I have that from either the clerk or the court reporter? D for
So we didn't miss anything cutting off short early yesterday from the day one because we're still in the interview.
ID.
I must say her hair does look better today than it did back in that ponytail thing that was falling down.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else from the Commonwealth?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
And from the defense, anything this morning before we bring the jury in?
Just briefly at sidebar, Your Honor.
Sure.
Yesterday, didn't they have a security guard sitting where this lady's sitting? She was sitting over? Like our truck payments through one bank and our actual bank account where we get funds deposited as a separate bank. The credit card is a separate bank, and then when you get the house phone, that'll be, oh, okay, another bank, okay, that makes sense. You broke it down. Got it. We're on the same page. But anyway, yesterday there was a security guard sitting here, and this lady, all we could see of her was from tablet. So there we go. We have no security guard. Here comes our security guard. Day late and $1 short.
All rise for the court, please. Jurors entering.
One.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having to do with the Honorable Justice Diane Fernandez, Justice of the Norfolk Superior Court, brought near, give your attendance and show your hearing. Let's have the call of Massachusetts in this honorable court. Please be seated. Please turn off the cell phone.
Whoa, man, amazing car. When did you become a millionaire?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
Good morning, jurors. Good morning. You had a good night.
Y'all remember the, can't think of her name, Chandra Vander Ark case where her and her teenage son abused the younger child, and he was found unalive in the closet, laying on tarp. Okay, we covered that back in the early part of summer. I was at the bank yesterday, at my bank where I bank, and they have a new teller. And I kept looking at her, and I kept saying, "You look so familiar." And she said, "Who do I look like?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to place it." Well, later, after I was already home, Shonda Vander Ark is back in the news. So she came up on my feed, and I'm like, "That's my banker. My banker looks like Shonda Vander Ark." Poor lady. Poor banker. Poor banker. She's a good person. She's very sweet. But she looks like Shonda Vander Ark. Still poor person. Wonder who I look like.
Jurors will
My
start
mama,
today, as I
my
promised.
daughter, my
with the
granddaughter.
4 questions. Jurors, were you able to comply with my order that you not do any research about this case? Were you able to comply with my order that you not speak to anyone about this case? Have you stayed away from all social media and/or news media?
That took me out of work if I had to cover a case.
And you all still have
I
open
got called
minds?
for jury duty. I'd have to say, "Well, got to take this week off. I can't look at social
With those
media
4
because I've
questions
got jury
all
duty."
answered by, in the affirmative by all 16 jurors, we're ready to begin today's work. Witness may be called to the stand.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commonwealth will recall Harrison Schmidt.
And sir, you understand you're still under oath? You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yesterday, we stopped an interview from January 7th at approximately 1 hour and 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. At this point in time, Your Honor, I'd ask to finish that recording.
You may.
Ms. Gilman?
More than that, so. On the very.
Ms. Gilman, could you make it a little louder?
Tuesday morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know which one. Yes, that was the understanding.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, you said on Friday 30th when she landed, she told you that she had a work issue, she had to go back.
She was alluding to things being very busy with stuff on Friday. And she was, I remember her being
I'm pausing the music
Did she
strictly
book
because
a
we can't hear the recording.
earlier? Did she change the reservation? Did she book a new one?
I don't see, here's the thing, she sent me the flight coming to Boston, but she never sent me the return flight. All I know is that she told me she had a return flight on the 3rd, but I don't know what time or what that was. I assumed everything was just the way it was, and then she moved the schedule up 2 days, which is not the first time she's done that. I mean, it is the whole thing is a bit. I mean, it was odd, but considering the last couple months, it wasn't so much that I was like, "Hey, wait, what's happening?" Whereas I was talking to Jen. Jen was like, "Well, this seems insane." And I was like, "Well, Jen, these are the things that I've been dealing with over the last couple of months." So it wasn't something that I would be like, well, raise an eyebrow to. It was like, all right, all I did was.
Okay, so he doesn't know that she's having an affair. So when she's having to stay someplace an extra amount of time or not get home because she misses a flight on a certain time, or, I'm I'm thinking in my suspicious mind that it's another incident like when she went to help her mother in the hospital. Granted, her mother was truly in the hospital. Her sister was there with her. But her guy she was having an affair with was also there. So I'm thinking if she really did have to move the time up 2 days, it's because she wanted to go bring in the new year because she was supposed to be leaving New Year's morning. So she wanted to go on New Year's Day to, in my mind, be with the boyfriend so they could start the new year together. That's just the way my brain works. I could be totally wrong. But since that's also the day that she passed away, we all know. Okay. That I'm totally wrong, but we know that's just the way my brain works.
It's further confirmed that I got to get to DC with the kids. We got to work this out. It's it's too much stress on the whole family, and that was the main thing. I just wanted to be together all the time.
Did Anna ever tell you when the return flight was booked? Aside from the Tuesday flight?
Say again?
In other words, did she tell you which flight she was booked on the 3rd?
No, but she always took the first or second flight out. And she had said she had already booked flights for January. But we were supposed to talk about that. And then she said, she did say she was changing a flight, but not this flight. She was changing a flight for Martin Luther King Day. So I don't know if she did that or if she didn't, but she was talking about changing that flight. Because she was going to come in Thursday night, stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, leave Tuesday. And maybe try to leave, maybe say an extra day. So she was offering 4 or 5 days, which is again, was normal when she said I was going to take Thanksgiving, like 2 weeks for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to stay for 5 days when I come back. And she only stayed for 1 day. And then she was always like, I don't have more time. And it seemed like she was having less and less time.
It kind of makes sense to me. Of course, I'm a jealous person, so I'll automatically, if I know somebody has cheated, I'm automatically going to think every time that they're away, then they're cheating. That's just the way I am. That's the way I am. Where my brain goes instantly. I could be wrong a lot of the times.
On New Year's Eve with Jem,
yes.
Was Jem aware that she had to leave the next morning?
No.
Did why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jem, we were probably because we just wanted to. Most likely just to enjoy the time with Jem. He was only here for 4.5 hours or so, and we hadn't seen him in person.
Were you aware that she was leaving the next day?
No, I wasn't. I was aware that she was probably early. Again, the assumption or story there in my head was that she was leaving Monday.
So she was originally planned to leave on Tuesday. You were on the assumption by her leaving early would be Monday.
Yeah, I had no information otherwise, but I was definitely surprised. Like, I gotta go.
Okay. So, what were your plans with on New Year's Day?
Yeah, so it was going to be the same stuff. The only difference is that she might have come up with me to see my mother possibly, or we would have, or the whole family would have done something like my, up in Swampscott or somewhere nearby. Because I said I had time and I don't have to drop my mother off, so we can go see her and get her what she needs, and maybe we could do some stuff. So I was excited about that. Oh, good, thank you. No.
If you live in a Kansas zip code and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years.
I didn't bring it up, but she was troubled by whatever happened with Adela. She's like, he says, it can't be my friend. This is 30 minutes before New Year's. And she brought it up. She did bring it up with Jen at the time before.
He said he couldn't be a friend.
He texted on New Year's Eve saying friendship is over or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What did Anna say?
She said, you know, I'm sorry, I appreciate, you know, like give a leadership sort of answer, like I accept, you know, what you're saying. And then he called to leave a message. And then I remember her saying, I'm not taking the right to listen to this. And that's actually when she put her phone upstairs shortly after. I think she understood it. I think he was saying that, you know, I'm president, you didn't see me for the holiday season. You're in town, you know, not seeing me in person. You know, I was talking to Jem. Jem was like, well, this seems insane. And I was like, well, Jem, these are the things.
I backed it up because it caught my attention. I didn't hear completely what was said before, but it said the friendship is over. So I want to back it up to see who says the friendship's over. Is the guy she's having an affair with saying the friendship's over, or what's the deal?
Things that I've been dealing with over the last couple of months. So it wasn't something that I would be like, well, raise an eyebrow to. It was like, all right, you know, all it did was further confirm that, you know, I got to get to DC with the kids. We got to work this out. It's you know, it's too much stress on the whole family, and that was the main thing. I don't know. I just wanted to be together all the time.
So did Anna ever tell you when the return flight was, aside from the Tuesday flight?
Say again?
In other words, did she tell you which flight she was booked on the 3rd?
No, but she always took the first or second flight out. And she had said she had already booked flights for January. But we were supposed to talk about that. And then she said, she did say she was changing a flight, but not this flight. She was changing a flight to Martin Luther King Day. So I don't know if she did that or if she didn't, but she was talking about changing that flight. Because she was going to come in Thursday night, stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, leave Tuesday. And maybe try to leave, maybe say an extra day. So she was offering 4 or 5 days, which is again, was normal when she said I was going to take Thanksgiving, like 2 weeks for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to stay 5 days when I come back. And she only stayed for 1 day. And then she was always like, I don't have more time. And it seemed like she was having less and less time.
On New Year's Eve with Jem,
yes.
Was Jem aware that she had to leave in the morning?
No.
Did why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jem, we were probably because we just wanted to. I mean, most likely just to enjoy the time with Jem. He's only here for 4.5 hours or so, and we hadn't seen him in person.
Were you aware that she was leaving the next day?
No, I wasn't. I was aware that she was probably early. Again, the assumption or story that in my head was that she was leaving on Monday.
So she was originally planned to leave on Tuesday. You were on the assumption by her leaving early it would be Monday.
Yeah, I had no information otherwise, but I was definitely surprised. Like, I gotta go.
Okay. So, what were your plans with on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, so it was going to be the same stuff. The only difference is that she might have come up with me to see my mother possibly, or we would have, or the whole family would have done something like my, up in Swampscott or somewhere nearby. Because I said I had time, and I don't have to drop my mother off, so we can go see her and get her what she needs, and maybe we could do some stuff. So I was excited about that. Oh, good, thank you. No. But I didn't bring it up, but she was troubled by whatever happened with Adela. She's like, this can't be my friend. This is 30 minutes before New Year's. And she brought it up, she did bring it up with Jen at the time before.
You said he couldn't be a friend?
He texted on New Year's Eve saying friendship is over or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What did Anna say?
She said, I'm sorry, I appreciate, give a leadership sort of answer, like, I accept, what you're saying. And then he called to leave a message. And then I remember her saying, I'm not going to listen to this. And that's actually when she put her phone upstairs shortly after. don't think she understood it. I think he was saying that you're not touching them, you didn't see me for the holiday season. You're in town, not seeing me in person, often enough. That's not acceptable. I'm here to, support you, take care of you, or whatever it is. So, it was just a bit. I mean, it's not the relationship. I guess she thought that they were having. He's married to the child, just by the way, and they've known each other for 10 years. So just to give you some background.
Do you know how they met?
Yeah, they worked at the Willard Intercontinental together back in 2012.
That she went to put her phone upstairs after that?
After that, she, let's say it's 10 or 15, then she, I remember her putting her phone upstairs because then she came back down without it.
Was Thomas came down at one point?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Was this before, during, or after Thomas was participating?
Oh yeah, Thomas went to bed at he went to bed, then he came over at like 9 or 10 or something. I think Anna took a bunch of photos. Jem and I don't have any because she didn't send them to us yet. But I think she sent one to Real Fast though. So that was when that's when the photo was taken about. So it was maybe 10 o'clock or something like that.
You know where upstairs she put her phone at that point?
Yeah, on a bedside.
In your room?
Yeah, or my room now.
The one with the ceiling tile on it?
Yeah. Not in the ceiling tile drawer, like on top, yeah.
Makes sense.
But she did seem disturbed by that, which was odd. And she did bring it up, she brought it up to me and Jem at the time. So, I mean, that was something that, not normal, but.
He had to kind of cut us off.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. You said that the plan for New Year's Day was to take Anna and the kids up to.
Maybe, yeah, that was
Did you actually have a plan?
No, we didn't have a full-fledged plan at the time, but we had options and stuff. So.
Was the nanny coming over Sunday? The last night was that?
No. The nanny was going to come over anyways because I was going to go. I set everything up in advance because I was going to have to go take my mother. So I wanted the nanny there. I didn't know what it was going to look like and what I was going to want to do and things like that. So also, if I was going to see my mother, I was going to take the kids somewhere and then we're going to meet up later. But, because I have so little time outside of the house, when I do try to take most of it as a and get everything done that we typically do.
You mentioned that options on New Year's.
Yeah, because I had the time to go up to see my mother, so I was like, we'd go up and we wanted to do something, with her, with the family. We had those options were available to us, which like today they would not be, right? Because I don't have any time.
You guys had an argument after she said she.
No, we didn't have an argument. I was taken by surprise. I was not to be crude, but I was in the bathroom, and she came by and said, "I have to go to sleep." And I was like, "Well, hold on." And she's like, "I have to get up early, Brian. I have to go tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that." And then she said, I said I might have to leave early. I said I didn't know it was going to be like that early. So, but I did have an argument with her for the Thanksgiving and the Christmas Eve. So I wasn't going to make the same thing 3 times. I was like, okay. And then she immediately backed it up with like, hey, I'm going to come 4 or 5 days and for Martin Luther King Day because we were making a new schedule for January and February. I said coming every week is really not good. Is there any way that you could come every other week for more time? So we were working on that when she arrived Friday and Saturday. We were talking about that.
If the kids took her phone and did it on her, how would she contact someone for a ride?
If the kids took her phone and hid it, how would she contact someone for a ride? She wouldn't leave I don't think she would leave the house without the phone. But let's say that I'm wrong about that. So sure, she would use my phone, right? But She put the Lyft on here. I guess she would download Uber and get it, but I know where my phone was. And we didn't have this phone at the time. So we were phones in the house.
She using any iPads potentially?
Oh, there you go. She probably wouldn't be able to use the iPad to do it. I would not, but she would know how. The only thing I saw was one phone, one and her laptop. That other iPad that I'm telling you about should be at the DC. She did have a laptop with her, but she programmed all of these.
How did Thomas get this one?
My mother bought it on the, I forget when we got the phone, because she had to get the phone and, or my mother had it and she was bringing it with the watch and everything. So it probably came here on the, she probably bought it on the second or something. Everything came on the second.
When you didn't have your phone, when you sent those emails, was it emails?
Yeah.
Or were they through him?
So Zach and Daniel, my business partners at Let's, my wife and my mother.
Okay. How did you send those emails?
My laptop.
I asked, did you do anything to hurt your wife?
No, I would never do that.
We all have arguments with one another, spouses, etc. Has that ever escalated to a physical confrontation?
His conversation with the male and female detectives is totally different than his conversation with just the male detective. It seemed like he knew more when he was talking just to the male detective, or actually made up more. Excuse me. And then now, since the female and male are both there, it's like he's having to remember, what did I already tell him? Because I don't want to say something different than I already said before, because I have to remember this lie to keep this lie going straight. And, if you tell the truth, you don't have anything to hide. You don't have to worry about making up the story or keeping the story going or remembering the story. If you tell the truth, it's going to be the same every time, and you don't have to think about it.
No, sir, no. My wife and I got along very, very well. Hey, the only stress we were having was going together. It's really, I bothered Tracy about it for months. The family doesn't work without my wife. Never hurt my wife. I mean, I loved her, and what would it be? I think about my kids too. She's a wonderful mother on top of being a wonderful wife. We could take that away from that. I mean, I just couldn't even imagine something like that. That's just not. Would never do anything to hurt my wife. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with my wife. I'm still going to, and we were apart because of the job and my legal problems.
Her leaving very early, maybe angry?
No, I wasn't angry. I was sad. I got angry about Thanksgiving, and then I realized I was just sad that we're not spending a lot of time together. And she was sad about it too, and it was exhausting for both of us. She was away from the boys. I was always dealing with the boys. But my wife and I were a very good team. We agreed on almost everything. We agreed on I have to get to DC. Just didn't feel like we were the authors of our own lives. So that's why she wrote that on the thing. We have to be the authors of our own lives to make this happen, Brian. We're always working together.
In your mind, where do you think she is right now?
I like a lot of people have said maybe she's at a spa, and she was under a lot of pressure. Doesn't really track with my wife. She loved her job, and she loved her family, so she would always be focused on that. I mean, maybe the country house like in Bella, in Serbia, but I have no idea. I can't. I'm having a hard time imagining.
Does she have any other identification?
She's got a Serbian passport or Serbian, international identification cards. One with NIP. I haven't seen her use them recently. I don't know if they're in. I don't even know if the date is on them or the proper date. If they're,
Other than Serbia, I ties internationally, what you should visit.
I can't hardly hear over the dog barking.
Our family or good friends.
she's a language expert. She spent time in college in France, which speaks perfect French, but she has a family, or she has a friend there. I don't know if it's still there, Julianne, but other than that, that would be it. And then we have DC and Boston. I mean, sisters in Canada, sure. They're asking for a broader.
You check international flights. Was she scheduled? It appeared in the newspaper. Not that I ever believe the newspaper, which is why I'm asking you guys. It appeared in the newspaper that she did have reservations to go back to DC on January 3rd.
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm just asking if that's confirmed.
That's our understanding.
Do you know what time?
Something like that.
Yeah, always.
And that she never changed that.
To our knowledge, it's not canceled.
The chatter between JetBlue and her over the last few months is because when she doesn't call, she does something. They do it online, an online messaging.
Oh, she probably goes to the JetBlue site.
Yeah, they have a chat. Yeah. So that's so she could be doing that and feeding kids or something like that. But but a lot of times she would talk to them and it wouldn't work out, and then she would take a break and then come back. Or
Email back, it's live chat.
yeah. So sometimes, I mean, I don't know if it could be like they're like, we'll just come in, change at the counter, or they're like, I can't do this. And she was always asking for, she had gotten a good status, especially with the card. So I don't know what her deal was, but it's possible because she said, when I have this, we can make changes at the counter, upgrades at the counter are different. So yeah, she never called them.
What about like brunch reservations or any brunch plans on New Year's? That's popular.
Not that I know, but Anna was talking about making some. So I don't know if she did it or not. Like I haven't checked. I haven't looked for anything on Open Table or Resi or anything like that. I could take a look. Because last year we went the whole family. We did go to brunch. So that is a very normal thing to do.
So normally it's like a bigger scheduled plan for New Year's.
Right, but I mean this year things were up in the air.
So a lot of time outside of the house on New Year's Day. When did you put that request in? Was it the normal Thursday request?
Yeah. No, always Thursday.
And the request was from 3 to 9?
3 to 9,
So there wouldn't have been brunch.
No, yeah, we wouldn't have brunch, but it was good.
Would she have gone to brunch without you?
No, well, sort of left. No.
I mean, if she were going home on January 3rd, would she have gone out to brunch with other friends or anything?
No way, no. The only time when she was here that she saw someone without me was Rima. And I was only twice. She did that twice. That's the only, everything else we would do together or people would come to the house. The time together was very important for us.
Those friends in the area that.
Sounds like he is very controlled.
We know well. She was close with the house.
Peter Kirby? They went to the same leadership school together 3 years ago. And he lives with his wife and child in Marshfield. They've been calling for support. Jim Lulu, who's here, obviously, family friend, and someone who is, obviously loves Anna very much. Rima Ferrer, she was Anna's mentor, and they were very good friends. Those would be the main ones that I would think of.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent $49 on.
I think that's pretty much it for now. I mean, you're gonna have to obviously do the dialogue and back and forth. You can follow up questions. You can imagine,
I might have it here. That's helpful. Yeah, let me get back on. But I think she sent it to me. What is it? Could this be it? No. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but my mother's saying it was 30. I was trying to.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was trying to usher him out quickly, but at one point he brought James Ryan, who was one of Anna's mentors 10 years ago. I haven't seen in a decade, which is weird. And then I was speaking to James, but he went over and spoke to the kids or to Zach, the kids from. But
I'm hearing a lot of talking about Anna's friends and with their leadership. What exactly is going on with these groups that we got hard?
Yeah, so how to explain is something called Boston Breakthrough Academy, and it was a leadership training program. We formed pretty close relationships there, and we, as I said, that we raised a lot of money through our community service projects each, for Loving Spoonfuls, Torch Foundation, things like that. So we've stayed connected. It was more than 3 years ago. I guess I started this month 3 years ago, and Anna graduated in February 3 years ago, so 2020. Well, it's like a 4 or 5 month program, and then you get a graduation. And, he says that you've graduated or have a certificate of your of work. So
okay,
it's not accredited, to be clear.
Okay. Adele is a member of that?
He is not. No,
he's not.
But
the guy Brian.
James Ryan, no. A mentor from her when she was young at work, yeah.
Okay.
And I had a good, someone that she considered. I guess they had spent time together, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago as well.
When was the last time I went to the leadership group that you mentioned?
Oh, yeah, it was 3 years ago now.
The last time she was
part of it, yeah, but we stay in touch.
All right.
But, Jen, Alyssa, and Peter Kirby, all of them have gone through that training. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. Anything from the pool today?
No.
Very, very cool.
Okay. It is 15:36. Sherman.
Your Honor,
Yes.
could the Commonwealth request that identification D is read into the record?
Sure. So George, from time to time, I will read you what are stipulations. They're simply agreements between the parties. I sometimes say they're facts you can take to the bank because the parties agree to them. I'm going to read such a stipulation now, marked for identification as Exhibit D for ID. At 5:18 a.m. on Saturday, January 7th, 2023, Cohasset Police Detective Harrison Schmidt received an email from Richard Walker 9984@gmail.com, which stated, "We have the so named Anna Walshe with us here. We had a deal worth $127,000. She messed up. We have her here with us, and if she doesn't pay the money, then she'll never be back. And we know that the police and the FBI are involved. Good luck finding us." Detective Schmidt received a second email from Richard Walker 9984@gmail.com, which stated, "Here is Anna Walshe. Unless she pay the money we deal, she isn't coming back. Comma, comma. Thanks and good luck." The second email had an image of a woman who was not Anna Walshe, and using an image search, police found the image on iStockPhoto.com under, quote, "kidnapped stock photos," end quote. On January 7th, 2023, police obtained a search warrant for data associated with the account richardwalker9984@gmail.com. The search warrant was sent to Google, and investigators learned that the Internet Protocol address, the IP address, with the Richard Walker 9984 email account geolocated to Nigeria, and no IP addresses located in the United States were associated with the account that sent the Richard Walker 9984@gmail.com email. The Commonwealth is not alleging that Brian Washe sent the Richard Walker 9984@gmail.com email.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Sergeant, a couple questions about that interview. There's mention of an application, Viber. Could you tell us what that is, if you know?
It's a messaging application.
And there's also mentioning of WhatsApp. Do you understand what that is?
Yes, that's also a communication app.
There was mentioning of a person named Abdullah. Do you know his name?
Yes, Dula Almatari,
And what is his relationship to Anna Walshe?
a previous coworker from the hospitality industry.
There was also mention of Peter Kirby. What is his relationship to the Walshes?
A family friend.
During the interview, a dog can be heard barking. Where was the dog located in the home?
In the crates in that sunken-in family room.
And you had the opportunity to be at the home a few times between the 4th and the 7th. What issues did you ever have with the dog?
None.
There was also mention of the pool today. What was going on at the pool that day?
During that wide-scale search, we had drained the pool to get a better look at it.
Now, after January 6th, when the Cohasset Police Department had a press conference, what happened to your voicemail and email?
I was inundated with messages and tips from the public.
Why is it that your voicemail and email were inundated?
I was the point of contact for any information, so my department email and phone were listed and disseminated to the news and social media.
And was Richard Walker email one of those things that came into you after that press conference?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Gilman, could we have what was marked yesterday as Exhibit 44? Sir, do you recognize Exhibit 44?
Yes.
And where is this in relation to the house?
If you're standing in the backyard with the house to your rear, you'd be looking at like the back right corner of the fenced-in portion of the yard. That's the shed.
What's on the other side of the fence?
Neighboring house.
Now, you and Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 47 from yesterday? Sir, do you recognize this?
Yes,
This is the, what you said was the missing poster you created?
correct.
Now, what information, where did you get the information to create this poster?
I made this on Thursday, so I had the information from the patrol report, the NCIC missing persons form, and the information from the first interview with the defendant.
Thank you. If you could take that down, Ms. Gilman. And when you were speaking to the defendant, what did you learn as far as Anna Walsh's maiden name or prior names?
There was a previous name of a Nip, K-N-I-P-P, and a maiden name of Lubitschek.
Now, after that interview on the 7th, what did you do next as far as your investigation?
We continued to reach out to friends and family, gather more background information.
And on the 8th, what did you do in the morning?
We briefed at Cohasset Police Station a plan to execute a search warrant.
And where were you going to execute the search warrant?
516 CJC Highway.
What time did you have the opportunity to execute the search warrant?
Around 9 a.m.
And so when you executed the search warrant, who was with you?
Myself, I believe Chief Quigley, the day shift for patrol, the state police detectives, crime scene. I believe that was it.
And who was at the house when you executed the search warrant?
The defendant and his children, and Diana Walsh, the mother.
And what did you do with those people in order to execute the search warrant?
We had reached out to Attorney Minor, and she came to the scene, and they all left with Attorney Minor.
Now, did you ever have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Walsh again on January 8th of 2023?
Yes.
Where did that conversation take place?
Attorney Minor's residence in Situate.
And who was present for that conversation?
Attorney Minor, myself, Trooper DeChico, Trooper Proctor, the defendant, and his children were in the other room.
And have you had the opportunity to review a recording of that?
Yes.
And does that fairly and accurately depict the defendant's statements in that interview?
Yes.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth proceed to have this marked as the next exhibit, which today I believe is 62.
Any additional objections beyond the ones I previously heard?
No, Your Honor.
The 1/8/23 audio will be marked and is now in evidence as Exhibit 62. And for the record, for those of you keeping track over there, the jump is as a result of the following. The parties agreed to, and I had indicated to the council, now will indicate to you on the record, certain financial.
I like her. I like her. When she's talking to the jury, she gets up and walks as close as she can to them and addresses them face to face rather than just sitting in her chair and looking over the counter at them. I like that. She's personable.
Financial records the parties agreed to have been admitted into evidence, and those records are now in evidence as Exhibits 56, 61. They comprised records from Apple Credit Union, Barclays JetBlue Credit Card, Leader Bank, JP Morgan Chase, Liberty Bank, Bay Credit Union, and Fidelity records. So,
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, with the court's permission, may the Commonwealth play Exhibit 62?
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman?
(11:13) on Sunday, the 8th, 2023. My name is Harrison Schmidt. I'm a detective at Cohasset Police.
Trooper Michael Proctor, Norfolk County DA's office.
David Chico, Trooper, Norfolk DA's office.
Tracy Minor, attorney for Brian Washe.
So we're here at 244 Gannett Road in Situate. Did you say the time? Yep. Okay. Let's see. So yes, the last time we spoke was yesterday, and I think we asked you to give us a good account of where you went when you left your house on the 1st, and you told us that you'd gone to visit your mom, went out, ran a few errands for Whole Foods, CVS, and thank you, ma'am. You told us that the Whole Foods was across from the house, and your mom lives in Paradise Lane, and the CVS was in Danvers. Which CVS in Danvers was it?
No, sorry, maybe the one, by the nail salon that, I used to do years ago.
What road would that be on?
By Kathmandu,
Kathmandu. And what did you purchase there?
It's probably the alcoholic wipes or the other wipes, whatever it's called.
Okay, and the method of payment?
Cash, okay.
And the time that you would have been there?
7?
7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking for, I don't know if they showed up.
Okay.
Because it's very hard.
Well, we know that you got back to Cohasset by 8.
After we left, yes.
It's not an exact science, but like a general approximation.
Before 7, most likely, it was get dark out, so we're like.
Was it dark when you got there?
Yeah.
It was. You think it was 6:30?
I don't.
Okay.
So it could have been at 6:30.
Did you go anywhere else other than that CVS and Danvers?
That was the only place I went. And the Whole Foods.
And you went there
Earlier. Yeah. I've been going to Walgreens. Anytime I go, my mother asks me to get alcohol for the kids. That would be trying to get some.
And on the 2nd, the only place you went was to press. Alright. On the 2nd, may I have a look at that? Shake, shows the press. eBay.
Big purchases.
Okay. Thank you for getting that together for me. Okay. So obviously there's a lot of electronic devices in your house. And enough to consent to downloading several of them. One of them being the iPad mini that's Thomas's. Is that right? Now on the previously you told us that Thomas had gotten up on New Year's Eve and spent some time with you, Jeff and Anna, and then he'd gone to bed, right? And that's what, like 10, 30, is that correct?
Around there.
Around there.
You can tell by the photo that was sent by Anna, we give it more exact time.
Do you use any other devices in the house?
I use my phone, and Anna and I only use our phones and the I use everything, but I only use the gold laptop.
The gold laptop? Is that an Apple or?
Everything we have there is Apple, except Anna's work computer was not Apple.
So again, we downloaded the iPad mini, and you've been fairly consistent in your story, your account on the morning. You said that Anna gave you a kiss at 6:30 in the morning. Is that right? You saying that, and then where do you want to make breakfast?
That's correct.
Right. So how do you explain at about 4:54 in the morning, the iPad mini is clearing the 10 best ways to dispose of weekend bought?
54
in the morning.
I have no idea.
Thomas is asleep. And
Well, Thomas is in his room with the iPad. Thomas is usually, I don't use an iPad, so that's really weird.
He's 6, right?
Yeah. He does not have
Is he the average intelligence for a 6-year-old?
Oh, no, so, yeah.
Okay, but 6-year-olds typically, I mean, I have a 4-year-old who's, has a hard, he can't spell his last name.
No,
6 is
exactly.
obviously way more advanced. If you have a 6-year-old who, you know, there's no.
Obviously not.
Okay. There is dozens of searches and that iPad on the morning of the 1st that ask how to dispose of the body, how to get blood out of hardwood floors, how to dispose of a body in the trash, how to stop a body from decomposing, and how do you explain that?
I don't have no idea.
So you're not using that iPad?
No, so, I mean, only to get it for his speaking meetings.
Okay. On 11/6, right?
That's what I believe, yeah.
So throughout the afternoon on the 1st, when Anna is gone, the device continues to query how to get blood stains, does blood remove, does the dishwasher remove blood from a knife, and so on and so forth.
These queries continue on January 2nd, 3rd. I saw his number of body and that nature. Does not determine that.
It is 11/21, still January 8th, 2023. Turning up in the corner.
Sergeant, after that interview was over, what did you do?
We went back to the Cohasset Police Station.
If you could keep your voice up, sir.
Sorry. We went back to the Cohasset Police Station.
And did you ever have the opportunity to see Mr. Walsh again that day?
Yes,
About what time?
about 4 p.m.
And where was that?
at Attorney Minor's residence in Scituate.
And what did you do with him at that point in time?
I placed the defendant under arrest.
Now, where was the defendant taken after you placed him under arrest?
The Cohasset Police Station.
And did you ever have the opportunity to see his hands on January 8th and January 9th?
Yes.
The Commonwealth would seek to publish what's been marked as Exhibit 48, which is file number 7697.
That's one of the previously admitted exhibits from yesterday morning, yes?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may publish it.
Sergeant, what is this?
That is a picture of the defendant's thumb.
And if the Commonwealth could publish Exhibit 49, which is file number 7701, also previously marked from yesterday, Your Honor. And Sergeant, what is this?
That is the picture of the defendant's thumb, and you can see the blue tile from the booking room floor in the background.
Ms. Gilman, if you could take that down. Now, Sergeant, what did you do on January 9th in this matter?
I went to 300 Forest Street in Peabody.
And about what time did you get to 300 Forest Street in Peabody?
Around dusk.
And why were you there?
We had collected 2 dumpsters from the apartment complex at 330 Paradise Road. Those were transported to a transfer, like a trash transfer station in Peabody for examination.
And so what were you doing? Well, so when you got to Peabody, about what time was it?
I was right around the beginning of dark.
And who was there?
Myself, Detective Lieutenant Lopes, Lieutenant Tully, members of the CERT team, and other troopers.
And Lieutenant Tully, he's with the state police and opposed to Detective Lieutenant Lopes with Cohasset.
Correct.
Okay. And so what were these state troopers doing? Not Lieutenant Tully, but the other ones you just mentioned.
It's a big warehouse with trash lining on the walls. We had dumped the contents of the dumpsters in the warehouse, and we began searching the bags, bag by bag.
And why were you and so what would you do with the bags when you searched them bag by bag?
The contents of the bags were opened. It was spread out on the ground. We'd look at the contents, see if it was important. If it was, those were moved to like a tarp or plastic or paper sheeting where they could be documented, photographed, collected as evidence.
If the Commonwealth could publish Exhibit 50 from yesterday, Your Honor, which would be file number HAS 7025.
May.
Sir, directing your attention, what is this?
This is plastic sheeting.
And can you see yourself in this photograph at all?
I can see my feet
Where are your feet located?
at the top of the frame.
And if you could just tell us like what you're wearing for footwear?
Now, they didn't tell us what led them to this apartment complex to take their trash dumpsters. So we don't know why they picked up these specific trash dumpsters. Or did I overlook that? If I overlooked it, please tell me where I missed it, because I didn't mean to miss it.
Brown leather boots and gray pants.
And if the Commonwealth could have Exhibit 51, which is file number 6810. So, Sergeant, what are we looking at here as far as the process that you were describing?
So this is right when one of the bags was opened for examination. The contents was dumped out so we could look at it.
And if we could go to Exhibit 52, which is file 6867. Now, what are we looking at here in relation to the previous photograph?
Those are the contents moved to like tarp and plastic and paper sheeting so they could be further examined.
And the boots, do you know what brand those are?
Hunter boots.
And Ms. Gilman, is it possible to zoom in on the white piece of paper underneath the purse? Sergeant, did you see that white piece of paper that night?
I did.
What was that?
That's a COVID-19 vaccination card with the name Anna Walshe on it.
If you could close out of that. Now, Sergeant, did you ever have the opportunity to review financial records in this matter?
Yes.
And you said that you'd been working on that during your investigation, but you've also looked at them since then. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. At this point in time, Your Honor, the Commonwealth would ask to publish page 6 from Exhibit 56, Apple Credit Union.
You may publish that.
Okay. Now this is just going off the deep end here, okay? It has been my personal observation that I have personally known of three people, A, B, and C, that had the COVID vaccination, and they were all unalived within 3 to 5 years' time. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what caused Anna Walsh's sudden, unexpected unaliving. But knowing that she had her COVID vaccination, her COVID-19, which is the one that we got in, that a lot of people, I didn't get it. A lot of people got in 2020 was the COVID-19 vaccination. Now, a lot of people that have gotten that particular vaccination are no longer with us. I know of 3 personally. I'm just saying, just putting it out there.
Paige, yes.
Thank you.
This is from the Apple Credit Union.
Yes, Your Honor. Sergeant, do you see this statement?
Yes.
All right, Sergeant, what is the date for this statement?
The ending date is January 31st, 2023.
And Sergeant, and Ms. Gilman, if you could scroll down. Sergeant, do you remember what the outstanding balance was on the account?
I believe it was overdrawn by over $800.
And Sergeant, Regarding the payments on this account, do they bear any similarity to the other withdrawals on the other months?
Yes.
What's those?
Rockland FCU, that payment was reoccurring. Pepco payments was reoccurring. Leader Bank Online was a reoccurring payment.
And Your Honor, at this point in time, the Commonwealth would seek to publish page 8 from Exhibit 57, the Barclays JetBlue card.
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant, what is the date for this statement?
Statement period ending in January 17th, 2023.
And what was the balance for this statement?
Statement balance as of 1/17/2023 is $2,145.69.
And Ms. Gill, and Your Honor, if we could publish page 10 from the same exhibit?
You may.
Thank you. And Ms. Gilman, could you go down to the bottom? Sergeant, what did you see as far as activity on this card after December 31st?
None.
Your Honor, may we publish page 4 from Exhibit 58, Leader Bank?
May.
Thank you. Sergeant, do you recognize this statement?
Yes.
What is this for?
This is a mortgage payment for investment property.
And do you see an address associated with it? Towards the bottom.
Yes, the collateral property is a condo at 35A Tudor Street, Unit 35A-5, Lynn, Mass.
Sergeant, in the
That's
interviews
right
you
there.
had with the defendant, there were
That's what he just read. Collateral property condo, 35A Tudor Street, unit 35A-8, Lynn, Massachusetts, and then 5 of the 6 numbers for the zip code, I would presume.
discussions of properties. What other properties were there that Anna Walsh or the defendant had access to in Massachusetts?
There were Lynn rental properties.
And if we could close out of this, in Your Honor, with the court's permission, may we publish page 45 of J.P. Morgan Chase, Exhibit 60. Oh, I'm sorry, Exhibit 59.
Page 40?
45.
Page 45. You may.
Thank you. Sergeant, what is this account?
This is the Chase Freedom Card.
And when is the period ending for this account? Ms. Gilman, could you scroll down just a little? Under opening and closing date, what are those, sir?
The range is October 18th, 2022 to November 17th, 2022.
And Ms. Gilman, could you scroll up? What was due on the account at that point in time after the November date?
$0.
And with the court's permission, the Commonwealth would seek to publish page 47 of the same exhibit.
You may.
Thank you.
This is how you can uncover all the secrets of your family that no one ever told you.
There is a platform where you can search.
Now, Sergeant, directing your attention to page 47 of the same exhibit, I'd like to ask some questions about October 30th. Do you see that entry on it?
Yes.
What is that state on October 30th?
A United flight was purchased on the 30th for November 23rd, 2022 from airport code IAD to airport code DUB.
What is the date associated with that?
November 23rd, 2022.
The next line down, sir?
Purchased on the same date of October 30th, a Air France flight departing airport code DUB to arriving CDG, and then a connecting flight CDG to BEG.
And the next line after that, sir. Oh, and by the way, what was the date associated with that airline?
That was 11/27/2022.
The next line on October 30th, sir.
A flight from Lufthansa Airlines for the date of December 7th, 2022, leaving BEG to airport code FRA, and then a connecting flight FRA to BOS.
Do you know BOS's airport?
Boston Logan.
Do you know IAD?
IED is Dulles in Virginia.
What is DUB?
Dublin in Ireland.
What's CDG?
Charles de Gaulle in France.
What's BEG?
Belgrade.
What is FRA?
Frankfurt.
Now, if the Commonwealth could publish page 97 on, one moment. Could the Commonwealth publish page 97 of this same exhibit, Your Honor?
Page 97 of 59?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Within this same exhibit, was there another credit card?
Yes.
And what was this credit card called?
IHG Rewards.
And looking at page 97, what is the balance owed on this credit card?
$2,690.97.
And Ms. Gilman, could you scroll down? What is the closing date for that account?
January 23rd, 2023.
And Ms. Gilman, could you scroll down some more? What is the name on that account?
Anna Walshe.
Now, if the Commonwealth could publish page 25 of Exhibit 60 from Liberty Bay.
You may.
Do you recognize this statement, sir?
Yes.
What is this?
This is a Liberty Bay Credit Union statement ending in January 31st, 2023.
And who's the name on the statement?
Anna Walshe.
And what is the balance on the statement?
$3,388.98.
And do you see those withdrawals on January 3rd and 4th?
Yes.
Do they have any similarities to other withdrawals and other statements within this exhibit?
Yes, the MLS property was reoccurring every 3 months, and the WJ Management and Great North Prop were reoccurring monthly.
If the Commonwealth could publish page 7 of Exhibit 61, Fidelity.
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, page 7. Sir, within Fidelity, how many accounts were there?
2.
And do you recognize page 7?
Yes, this is account ending in 5493, a IRA account.
And who's the name on the IRA account?
Anna Walshe.
And what is the date of the investment report?
February 1, 2023 to February 28, 2023.
And what is the account value at that point in time?
$93,615.82.
And if the Commonwealth finally, Your Honor, could publish page 118 from the same exhibit?
You may.
Thank you. What account is this, sir?
This is an individual investment account ending in 5491 for Anna Walshe.
And what is the investment report date?
February 1, 2023 to February 28, 2023.
And what is the account value?
$117,719.74.
You can take that down, Ms. Gilman. Your Honor, may I have a moment?
You may.
Your Honor, at this point in time, could the Commonwealth ask that you read in G for identification, another stipulation?
Yes, may I have G, please? I don't need to repeat to you what the stipulation is. I'll just read it now to you. Brian Washe was arraigned in United States District Court in Boston, Massachusetts on May 11, 2018. On April 1st, 2021, Brian Washe pled guilty to indictments for wire fraud, interstate transportation for a scheme to defraud, and conducting an unlawful monetary transaction. On October 6, 2021, an initial sentencing hearing took place in the United States District Court. Brian Washe was seeking a sentence of probation and restitution, while the government, through the United States Attorney's Office, was seeking a sentence which included incarceration of 30 to 37 months and restitution of approximately $475,000. In January 2023, Brian Washe had not been sentenced on the federal charges. Brian Washe was represented by a lawyer at all stages of the federal case.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger.
And I have one last question, Your Honor. Sergeant, what are the closest hardware stores to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
On Route 3A, to the north is Hingham Lumber, about a mile away. And to the south is Abishan Hardware, also in Cohasset, about a mile away.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Those financial records that were just displayed to the jury, tell us in your own words, what's the significance of those?
It goes to the totality of the circumstances in the investigation. It gives us background and just an understanding
An understanding of what?
of the entire investigation.
Well, what those records show, isn't it, is that there was a lot of automatic payments being made.
Yes,
Those records do not show any withdrawals reportedly by Mr. Brian Walsh, do they?
correct.
And for instance, those records that were related to the Freedom card that you then told the jury about the indication of the flights and you identified DUB as Dublin, where'd you get those records?
Okay, I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom, so I'm just going to let this play, and I'm going to step out of the room. I'll be right back.
From Chase Freedom.
Okay. You didn't find those records in the home of Mr. Walsh, did you?
No,
And you didn't find those records then in the possession of Mr. Walsh, did you?
can I explain?
Can you answer the question?
I can.
What is it?
Physically in his possession, no.
And when you were talking and asking Mr. Walsh questions, both on January 4th, January 5th, and later on January 7th, and then on January 8th, he never once told you anything about Anna Walsh being in Dublin, or he was suspecting that she was in Dublin, or anything of the sort.
Correct.
When you were talking to Mr. Walsh back on January 4th and January 5th, he forthrightly told you about the federal case, didn't he?
Yes.
And he told you that it was I think he used the word integrity. He admitted that this was all his fault, correct?
Yes.
And that stipulation that was just read to the jury about the federal case, that was the same case, wasn't it?
Correct.
It was about painting fraud involving Warhol paintings that were fraudulent, correct?
Yes.
And as far as you know, and based on your investigation that's gone on for some time now, other than that federal, there's no other federal case. Let me ask you.
I'm not aware of any other federal case.
And it'd be one of the things you would do as the lead detective in this case to make sure you knew about other pending federal cases or things like that, correct?
Yes.
Let me just ask this. You told us that on January 8th, around 4 p.m., you returned, was it to Attorney Minor's home and placed Mr. Walsh under arrest?
Yes.
And it's fair to say that once he was placed under arrest, is it fair to say that he remained in custody?
Yes.
And so, just getting to that Richard Walker stipulation, fair to say that one of those ransom notes that we had to hear about, that occurred after Mr. Walsh had been placed into custody, correct?
Yes, I believe it was February 10th, the second one I received.
So, even though the stipulation entered into evidence was that everybody agrees that Mr. Walsh had nothing to do with that Richard Walker tip, nonetheless, you knew and the detectives knew early on in this case that that Richard Walker tip had nothing to do with Mr. Walsh, correct?
That was our understanding.
Okay. Now I want to focus your attention on what we heard on the January 8th interview. By the time you got to Tracy Minor's home, you and your colleagues had done an investigation on what's been referred to as a mini iPad, correct?
Yes.
And that mini iPad was associated with one of the sons, the oldest son, correct?
Correct.
And when you listen to that recording, when you listen to the questions that are posed to Mr. Walsh, and you ask him about that mini pad, his demeanor changed, didn't it?
Yes.
In fact, it's fair to say, isn't it? I don't want to mischaracterize, but he basically he looked and sounded sad, didn't he?
Correct.
Because you were talking to him about his oldest son mini pad, right?
Objection.
Basis? Overruled.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
You were talking to him at the time about his oldest son's mini pad, correct?
Correct.
And he basically answered you, I don't know anything about those searches, right?
Correct.
You've learned in your investigation of this case, haven't you, that the searches that you were asking Mr. Walsh about at that time, those searches were not, in fact, conducted on the mini iPad that was associated with his son, correct?
Yes, they were synced to that, but they did not occur on that iPad, is my understanding.
Right. So now your investigation was able to determine that whoever conducted those searches, of course, your investigation revealed that it was Brian Washe. He never used his young son's mini iPad to conduct any of those searches that we've heard about, correct?
Correct.
And so when you asked him about that mini iPad belonging to his son, his demeanor changed and he looked sad, correct?
Yes.
Those, okay?
Yes, sir.
Those two exhibits that were shown, Exhibit 48 and 49, they showed what appeared to be cuts on the hands of Mr. Walsh, correct?
Yes,
You have no idea how those cuts occurred, please.
correct.
You don't have any idea when they occurred, do you?
Correct. Well, I do know they occurred before the photo was taken, obviously.
I'm sorry?
They occurred before the photo was taken, obviously.
I'm a little nervous because I have no clue what's about to happen, but this could either be a total disaster or the world's great.
Yes, obviously. So let me ask you a couple of questions about some of the things you testified to about yesterday. One of the things you testified to is at some point after going to the home and talking to Mr. Walsh on January 4th, you and I believe it was Detective Lawrence?
Officer Greg Lawrence.
Okay, Lawrence. You went and you surveyed the interior and the exterior of the home.
Yes.
And one of the things that you were doing was, as a trained law enforcement officer, you were looking for anything that might give you a clue or anything suspicious or anything like that.
Correct.
And that's how you're trained.
Yes.
And you're a very competent officer, aren't you?
I think so.
And in this case, you exercised that competency. And when you saw, for instance, that Volvo out in the parking lot, you walked out there and you looked inside the Volvo, correct?
Correct.
And is it fair to say that Mr. Walsh was with you at the same time?
Yes.
And you made note, and you told this jury about it, you made note that you saw a piece of plastic sheeting lying in the back of that Volvo, correct?
Yes.
And you even made note of what you described as a seedling that had fallen down into that sheathing.
Yes, that's what I remember.
And eventually that sheathing was eventually seized, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
It was eventually seized. It was taken.
That plastic sheeting? Not to my knowledge.
Was there other plastic sheathing that was subsequently seized?
Yes.
And did that subsequent seized sheathing that matched the sheathing that you observed in the Volvo?
It looked familiar. I'm not aware of any scientific comparison from one sheeting to the next.
Okay. But I guess it's just fair to say that when you were looking around and you looked at that Volvo, Mr. Walsh didn't keep you from looking inside, did he?
Correct.
The child-proof latches that we heard about yesterday. If we could have Exhibit 34 brought up, photo number 7335. That's that door that you testified to yesterday?
Yes.
That's the door to the basement?
Correct.
The childhood latches are at the top of the door?
Yes.
Anybody can undo those latches as long as they're tall enough to reach them?
I assume with the proper grip strength, yes.
Okay. And so any adult could probably release that plastic latch, correct?
Yes.
And as far as you know, on the door handle, there was no key lock or anything of the sort preventing somebody from going down into the basement?
I don't recall a key lock on that door.
And when you saw that door for the first time, was it open or shut?
I don't recall.
Okay. We heard some evidence yesterday about a hole in the ceiling in Mr. Walsh's bedroom, correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you can take that exhibit down. I apologize. Maybe we could see now Exhibit 29, photograph 7319. Now that's the hole we're talking about, correct?
Yes.
And Is it your testimony that you saw that hole on January 4th, the first time you were taking a tour of the house?
I remember seeing it on the 5th and not being surprised by it.
And all you mean by that is, I could have seen it, but I'm just not sure.
Yes, so I definitely remember it on the 5th, and I remember knowing that the ceiling tile was in the bottom drawer of that bureau or that nightstand. I don't explicitly remember seeing it on the 4th, but I believe I did just because I wasn't surprised by my seeing it on the 5th.
Okay. Is it fair to say that when you talk about those ceiling pieces, they were stuffed in a drawer that was right there underneath the hole?
Correct.
And it was Mr. Walsh who showed you where those pieces were?
Yes.
And you didn't see anything on those pieces that raised any suspicion?
No.
It's fair to say that when we look at this exhibit, we can see what sometimes is referred to as ceiling joists.
That's what it appears to be, yes.
Okay, and between the ceiling joists is insulation?
Correct.
And it's as if the insulation is intact, the ceiling joists are intact, but the plaster fell down, correct?
Yes.
And it's fair to say that plaster falls down without any pressure on it, depending on what happened, correct?
Depending on the state of disrepair, possibly.
You have no idea how that hole occurred, do you?
I believe in one of the audio recordings, the defendant states he goes up there and was walking around.
Okay, but you don't have any idea what he was walking around for.
Correct.
And in fact, in that conversation, the context of that was that that occurred long before January 1st.
That was my presumption.
Presumption based on the context of the conversation?
Yes.
That insulation that we see, is it fair to say that what we're looking at is the paper wrapping that covers the fiberglass that forms the insulation?
Yes, the vapor barrier portion of the insulation.
And is it fair to say, do you know, well, that's a terrible question. Do you know, sir, if the insulation that we're looking at in that exhibit, what color it is when you look at the fiberglass insulation?
I remember it being pink.
And it's a pink color. Now, we saw some photographs of the basement of the Cohasset home, didn't we, yesterday? Correct?
Yes.
And in those photographs, it also showed photographs on the ceiling to the basement, correct?
Correct.
And that ceiling also had insulation, correct?
Correct.
And that color of that insulation was also pink, correct?
Correct.
You talked about going down into the basement, and you saw some bags down there. You recall that?
Yes.
Could we have exhibit number 33, photograph 7343? Well, I got the wrong number. I apologize. Well, I think I'll just ask questions. I apologize for all that. You went down into the basement.
Yes.
Did Mr. Walsh go down in the basement with you?
Yes.
You found some bags down there,
I did.
and you didn't open the bags.
Correct.
But you pushed on the bags or touched the bags, didn't you?
Yeah, I manipulated it with my boot.
With your boot. And what did you think was in the bags?
Like a piece of a rug or like carpet sample sized.
Okay. But you didn't look in the bag, correct?
Correct.
But based on your training and experience, you thought it was pieces of rug.
That's what I assumed.
And this was on January 4th, wasn't it?
It was either the 4th or the 5th.
Whether it's the 4th or the 5th, there were still bags down there in the basement that may have contained pieces of rug.
Correct.
And Mr. Walsh was right with you when you were using your boot to touch those bags. And using your training and experience, determined that feels like they have rug pieces.
Correct.
And down in that basement, those stairs, they're wood stairs, aren't they?
They are.
And did you notice the very bottom stair to the stairway to the basement? It was cracked or broken?
Not at the time.
And of course, the flooring for that basement that you entered, that was concrete, correct?
Yes.
You were asked some questions both yesterday and today about the pool that is in the rear part of the home in Cohasset, correct?
Yes.
And at one point, you looked at the pool and it had water in it, and then subsequently, it had been drained, correct?
Yes.
And as far as you know, nothing of any significance was found in that pool, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, you would be interested to determine if there was any evidence that a substance like blood had been placed in that pool. That'd be one of the things you'd be curious about,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And after you and your fellow officers had uncovered the searches that we've heard some about, you're aware of a search, aren't you, that was found on the map book that talked about something about how you measure blood in a pool or some words to that effect? Are you aware of it?
Yes.
And so there was never anything found of any significance in the pool, was there?
Not that I'm aware of.
And in fact, I think it was, you talked about a canine search in the back area, correct?
Yes.
And that canine is a human scent canine, correct?
It's a patrol and tracking dog.
And it didn't hit on, if that's the proper term, it did not hit on anything in the backyard whatsoever.
I believe the canine was on the outside portion of that fenced-in backyard doing the track.
Okay. It didn't hit on anything significant or related to your investigation of this case?
No.
Now, you walked through the house, you already told us, correct?
Yes.
You walked through it at least twice, one on January 4th and then on January 5th.
Yes.
And you didn't see anything that seemed suspicious, correct?
Correct.
And it's fair to say that, quote, you're sensitive to that, correct? Based on your training and experience.
Yes.
But you well know, don't you, that subsequently, multiple criminalists from the Mass State Police then arrived at that house sometime after or on January 8th of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And they were there for more than just 2 days, weren't they?
It was more than one day. It went into the second day at least.
And they went over every single room and item in that Cohasset home, didn't they?
That is my presumption.
And so even though when you, as a trained and experienced officer, walked through that house a couple of times and didn't see anything, still there was trained criminalists that came to the house to conduct testing and searching for anything that might be significant, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
There was trained criminalists that came to the house to look for anything that might be significant related to the investigation that was ongoing.
That is correct.
I want to ask you some questions about the media used to message. There's no such thing as something called iMessenger, is there?
I'm familiar with iMessages.
Right.
Like Apple-to-Apple communication.
Right. So my question is rather simple. There's no such thing called iMessenger, correct?
At that direct quote, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And when you were talking to Mr. Walsh on January 4th, he used the term iMessenger, didn't he?
It was either iMessenger or iMessages.
Well, you were asked about that when you testified before the grand jury, weren't you?
I don't recall. Likely.
Well, do you recall that at the grand jury, based on a series of questions, you determined and stated in part that when Mr. Walsh was talking about iMessenger, he was really talking about Facebook Messenger.
The context of that portion of the interview did seem as if it was because we're on the Facebook subject and social media subject.
Okay. And when he was talking to you and saying, well, some messages would come up on his phone that were intended for Anna Walsh, he was talking about, quote, iMessenger. That's the phrase he used, correct?
I believe so.
And then Messenger, once again, has to do with Facebook, correct?
That was my presumption from the context of the conversation.
And so you are unaware, as you sit here today, that there is any forensic evidence that Mr. Walsh ever saw the messages or any messages that may have occurred between Anna Walsh and one person named William Faster, correct?
Can you repeat the wording of that, just so I have it clear?
You are unaware of any forensic evidence that establishes that Mr. Walsh saw iMessages that may have been sent between Anna Walsh and William Faster.
I don't recall any digital forensics related to what you're describing.
And in fact, are you aware of the use of Messenger in the context of Facebook?
Yes.
And is it fair to say, and just correct me if I'm wrong, that somebody can friend somebody on Facebook and then they can trade Messenger communication, correct?
That's my understanding, yes.
And anybody who is a friend will see those Messenger communications and can respond to them?
In the context of Facebook,
Yes, in the context of Facebook.
messages, my understanding is messages between people would be only between the people that are included in that message.
Well, when you talk about Messenger, you're talking about messengers, the format used on
Facebook Messenger, yes.
It's fair to say that if someone's trying to hide an affair, they don't communicate using Facebook Messenger that might be open to people that they don't want to find out about an affair.
Objection.
Sustained.
You are unaware, as you sit here today, of any forensic evidence that indicates that Mr. Walsh saw any Facebook Messenger communications between Anna Walsh and William Faster, aren't you?
Correct.
Only people with childhood trauma seem to be able to solve this. The reason is because people with childhood trauma are used to being constantly alert. They pay attention to every detail.
In your
I'm paying attention to what's going on.
and your questioning of Mr. Walsh, and if I could withdraw that, Judge, I apologize. During your questioning of Mr. Walsh, you were present with others, correct? Other
Yes.
officers.
Yes.
So sometimes when the jury heard that questioning, it wasn't you asking the questions, it was other officers, including Trooper Pacheco, correct?
Yes.
But during those questioning, you were asking, and when I say you, I mean you or your colleagues, you were asking Mr. Walsh for names of people that might be helpful, correct?
Yes.
And he gave you a number of names, people who he knew Anna may be friends with in DC, and names of people that she might be friends with in the Massachusetts area, correct?
Correct.
And one of the names that he gave you was William Fastow, correct?
Yes.
And you are aware of the fact that William Fastow sold the $1 million townhouse to Anna Walsh and Brian Walsh, correct?
Yes.
And when Mr. Walsh gave you the name of William Fastow, he didn't sound angry, did he?
He did not.
He didn't say anything pejorative about Mr. Fastow, did he?
Correct.
And before that occurred, you or your fellow officers had made it clear by asking Mr. Walsh questions of whether he knew anything about an affair or affairs that Anna Walsh might be involved in.
Yes, we asked about that.
And you asked him about it more than once.
Correct.
And you were asking about it because it could be something that you'd use in your investigation, correct?
Yes.
And by the nature and the context of your investigation, you were making it clear that, well, an affair could be some evidence that could be either good or bad in our investigation.
Potentially.
Right. And so anybody who's trying to hide the fact that they knew about an affair that could be bad evidence, you wouldn't expect them to give you the name of a person that they knew was having an affair with their wife.
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, isn't that part of your training and experience, officer, that you don't expect people to give you harmful information when you're asking them questions?
Objection.
Sustained.
In any event, you had made it clear to Mr. Walsh that evidence of an affair could be either good or bad, correct?
Can you repeat that?
But you made it clear, you and your colleagues, in the multiple questions about an affair, that evidence of an affair between Anna and somebody else could be good or bad evidence.
I don't recall speaking about an affair being good or bad.
In any event, we can all agree that he just gave you the name of William Fastow in the context of anybody that she may know, Anna, may know in the DC area, correct?
Correct.
Along with other names, correct?
Correct.
Now, on January 7th, during the interview of Mr. Walsh, he was told, and the jury has heard this, that obviously, quote, obviously, with Anna missing, you know, the public and many people, they're going to have their suspicions about you and whether you did something to Anna. That was told to Mr. Walsh on January 7th, wasn't it?
Correct.
In fact, the point of that question was you were warning Mr. Walsh that people are going to suspect him, correct?
It was the topic of discussion.
And so it's true, isn't it? When something happens like a missing person, people don't believe somebody that they think might be responsible for the missing person, correct?
Objection.
I'll have the question back.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I'll have the question back. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
Or a new question.
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry.
Could I hear that? No, if I was supposed to.
Maybe the best thing to do is withdraw the question and start over.
Start another one. Thank you.
You were warning Mr. Walsh that people weren't going to believe it.
I didn't make that statement, so I was not warning him that.
Okay, but you were there with your colleagues, correct?
Yes.
And your colleague, I mean, from the context of it, you understand that your colleague was telling Mr. Walsh, people aren't going to believe you, so they're going to be suspicious.
I don't know if it was under the context of people aren't going to believe you, but we were discussing the subject that he may, people may suspect him. And I remember he said that his attorney exposed him to that.
Okay, but regardless of what his attorney told him, when it was told to Mr. Walsh, obviously with Anna missing, you know, the public and many people, they're going to have this suspicion about you and whether you did something to Anna, correct?
Yes.
And as an experienced police officer, you know that to sometimes be true, correct?
Sometimes.
People don't believe you when you say something happened, correct? Objection.
Overruled, but I am having a little hard time. I don't know if it's the monitor or the tone or the largeness of this room, so keep your voice up. And if you can on the microphone, I know you like to move around.
Maybe I should just stay right here.
It's all right. You can move around. I just need you to keep your voice up.
Thank you, Judge. You know, sir, that in investigations, for instance, for a missing person, people don't believe the person that they might think is responsible, correct?
I've always been under the premise of trust but verify.
Trust but verify. Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Commonwealth calls Trooper Nicholas Garino.
I know all these questions are important, but I hope they do not ask the same questions to every police officer and have every police officer be a 2-day thing. Not because I don't like what we're listening to, because I'm finding it very interesting, but it's time consuming. I didn't think about that when I thought about going into this trial. I thought it was an interesting trial.
Are you standing face to face for me?
Good morning, sir. And you may proceed.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name, sir?
Nicholas Garino, Guarino.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm a trooper with the Massachusetts State Police.
And how long have you been a trooper?
A little over 10 years now.
See, even people that live in that state can't say the state name properly. they need to rename that state because nobody can say Massachusetts the right way.
And what is your current assignment?
Currently assigned to the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office.
And how long have you been assigned there?
November 2019, so 6 years-ish, about that.
And what are your responsibilities at the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office?
I do digital forensics and I'm a sexual assault investigator, as well as assist on homicide cases and narcotics cases.
Trooper, you're currently on a medical leave due to a work-related injury, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And can you tell this jury about your educational background?
Yes, I went to Westfield State College. I have 2 bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and mass communications.
And can you also tell the jury about any kind of specialized training that you have in forensic examinations in order to be a forensic examiner?
So I've taken numerous Cellbrite classes. They're 40-hour certification courses, as well as other online trainings with National White Collar Crime and Magna Forensics, which is another forensic company, and Burla Motor Vehicle Forensics.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit about those. What is Cellbrite?
Cellbrite is specialized software and hardware to download and extract data from digital devices.
And Cellbrite is the name of the company?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And is that a private company?
Yes, they are.
And what is Magnet Forensics?
Magna Forensics is also a forensic company to download and extract digital devices as well.
Okay. And do you have certifications from any of the companies?
Yes. Cellbrite, I've taken 4 or 5 of their classes, CCO, CCPA, which is their extraction software. They teach you how to use it and extract devices. Cellbrite Mobile Forensics, their Cert F class, which is to repair and fix digital devices and cell phones. So if you have something that breaks, you can still get the data from it. CASA, which is their advanced database software.
One of our moderators, if you have questions, please post it right here, because one of our moderators could possibly answer that question. Because I know for a fact, I heard the words out of her mouth. She repaired Kansas City Chiefs number 15, Mahomes' cell phone, when she used to work for a company that did that. So if you have questions about that, I think she would know how they would go about the process of retrieving data from a broken device or a non-working device. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you have questions here, please type them in here. I'll get them to her and she can message you back, or she can answer right here. I can pull her up on panel if you'd like. If she wants to get on panel. If she's even still in chat. Okay.
Where class to go into the databases of the software, the devices we get, and also CAF, which is Cellbrite Apple Forensics Fundamentals, I believe is the acronym, for Apple devices and MacBooks.
So you received certifications for all of those trainings?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how do you get the training? How do you get the certification from the training?
So it's a 40-hour week-long course in person with book learning and then hands-on training. And then at the end of the week, you take a test to show.
I'll back it up. Wrong person.
Forensic examinations in order to be a forensic examiner.
So I've taken numerous Cellbrite classes. They're 40-hour certification courses, as well as other online trainings with National White Collar Crime and Magna Forensics, which is another forensic company, and Burla Motor Vehicle Forensics.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit about those. What is Cellbrite?
Cellbrite is specialized software and hardware to download and extract data from digital devices.
And Cellbrite is the name of the company?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And is that a private company?
Yes, they are.
And what is Magnet Forensics?
Magna Forensics is also a forensic company to download and extract digital devices as well.
Okay. And do you have certifications from any of the companies?
Yes. Cellbrite, I've taken 4 or 5 of their classes. CCO, CCPA, which is their extraction software. They teach you how to use it and extract devices. Cellbrite Mobile Forensics, their Cert F class, which is to repair and fix digital devices and cell phones. So if you have something that breaks, you can still get the data from it.
That's what I was talking about. That's what you missed. Getting the data from a broken device. You know how to do that sort of thing because I'm presuming you do. I might be wrong. But you did fix my homie's phone. Okay. Let's get back to it.
CASA, which is their advanced database software class to go into the databases of the software, the devices we get, and also CAF, which is Cellbrite Apple Forensics Fundamentals, I believe is the acronym, for Apple devices and MacBooks.
So you received certifications for all of those trainings?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how do you get the training? How do you get the certification from the training?
So it's a 40-hour week-long course in person with book learning and then hands-on training. And then at the end of the week, you take a test to show proficiency, and if you pass, you get the certification.
And you were able to pass those?
Yes.
Do you have specialized training for Apple products?
Yes, that's the CAF class that I took.
Okay. So prior to being a Massachusetts State Trooper, did you have any law enforcement background?
Yes, I was a Norwood police officer for just under 11 years.
And any military background?
Yes, I was in the Army National Guard for 7 years.
And have you previously testified about examination of digital forensics?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. Your Honor, would this be a time that you'd like me to stop before I begin the full examination for the break?
Sure. So jurors, we're going to take the morning break and we'll see you back in about 20 to 30 minutes.
All right, so court, please. Close your notebooks, follow me.
Okay. We are not even halfway through this. Let me see if we're going to sit here and look at the wall. We're still on break. Okay, they're coming back in just a moment. Okay, we're almost halfway through. Do we want to stop here and come back at 1:30 tomorrow? Or do we want to, because the rest of it's still all going to be this same person. And So what do you want? It's 4 o'clock, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. We've been here 2.5 hours. Let's go ahead and come back tomorrow at 1:30 or 1 o'clock. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday? Shoot. Yeah, let's come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And so that's going to be Friday at 1. Okay, that sounds good. We'll come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And if anybody has any questions about information for how to get data out of a cell phone, if you want to leave it here, you can address it to moderator Amanda Panda. And tomorrow I will ask your question and she can answer it for you. So we're going to end here for today, and we will, because it's 7 hours and we're 3 hours in. So, which I'll probably skip through a bunch of boring stuff because you know it's going to be there. So we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up on your way out and comment where you are viewing from. I will see you tomorrow. Do something nice for someone, even if it's just be the reason that they smile, and get Locker. Oops! Search for crime. I said that too many years in a row.